So Wigan once more 80 minutes away from the 6th championship win on the trot, and 1 or 2 injury problems as well going into this afternoon's game. Phil Clark picked up an injury in the game against Bradford Northern. He misses out this afternoon. Jason Robinson still has a troublesome ankle injury. He's out, and Kelvin Skirrett is suspended. So 1 or 2 changes in the starting lineup. Henry Paul at fullback. On the wings, another opportunity for Wigan youngster Chris Radlinski, Viet Twigler-Marler and Gary Connolly in the centres. Martin O'Fire is back. Bottiker and Edwards at half-back. Another opportunity for Terry O'Connor in the front row. Martin Hall, Neil Cowie, Dennis Betts, Mitch Cassidy and Andy Farrell on the bench this afternoon for Wigan. BJ Mather and Paul Aitchison. Well, it's St Helens, who aren't normally judged to be the proverbial lambs to the slaughter. My co-commentator Ron, I'm sure you've got something to say about that, but once again, Ron, massive occasion here at Central Park.
It always is, Jack, isn't it? A great occasion here. You can see the crowds have been in very early, and it must be more or less a capacity. Nobody from St Helens wants to see Wigan win today, because obviously they rub our noses in it. As you said, Jack, you get the championship trophy for the 6th time on the trot. So I'm sure Eric Hughes, he's got his lads fired up, and very competitive games have been so far this season, and no doubt today's will be no exception.
Well, a big game is a big day as well for the mascot. She's just making her way off the field. Stacey Summers lives in Welly. Her favourite players, they're both playing this afternoon, Gary Connolly and Henry Paul. She's aged 11 and she goes to St Stephen's School, and I'm sure she's going to enjoy the occasion along with a massive crowd. We suspect earlier on that there was going to be a lockout here at Central Park. Let me run through the Saints team for you as Bottiker prepares to get the action underway. St Helens have Prescott at fullback, Alan Hunt, Andy Northey, Paul Laughlin, Anthony Sullivan, Tommy Martin and Bobby Goulding, Adam Fogarty, Kieran Cunningham, Apollo Perolini, Bernard Dwyer, Sonny Nicholl and Shane Cooper. On the bench, Mark Helia and Via Matatuia. And it's going to be Frano Bottiker to get the action underway in front of an absolutely packed Central Park, and it's Cooper for Saints. First into the action this afternoon, Shane Cooper. And it's certainly going to be a very interesting 80 minutes. Technically speaking, of course, Wigan need to win this afternoon, but if they got a point, it really would mean something absolutely astronomical to happen to prevent Wigan taking the 6th successive title on the trot. Knowing Wigan, they'll want to do it in style. Knowing St Helens, Ron, they'll want to stop them.
Well, of course they will, exactly right. They have the possession early on, and Bobby Goulding puts it deep downfield. You don't need any firing up whatsoever. Neither of these teams need firing up. We know Wigan don't. They are the team to beat, aren't they? They've got the possession at present. As you say, if a draw today, I mean, surely Wigan's points difference must be astronomical. But we'll see how it goes.
Penalty to St Helens, that's how it goes at the moment. John Horwood's not happy with the play of the ball. Early opportunity for Saints. And certainly, without question, Ron, this is a very kickable opportunity for Bobby Goulding.
Well, it certainly is. He's been on form this season. He is going to have a go for goal. And let's see how things are. Saints have a few injury problems as well, Jack, as we was discussing before, with Chris Joynt, John Neal and Ian Pickervans, 3 outstanding forwards, and along with Scott Gibbs and David Lyon in the back line. But whatever happens, you've got to get on with the job, and all points could be vital. The traditional derby here, Jack, Good Friday and Boxing Day, and with all these changes, we might not have this Good Friday clash again, with maybe, because it is involved in the summer rugby, but the Boxing Day clash surely looks to be going out of the window. But Bobby Goulding looking to put Saints in the lead. A 2nd-minute penalty award. He strikes it well, but it's waved away. It's not even gone dead. But super following up there by Tommy Martin on Gary Connolly. A bad kick, Jack, really, by Goulding standards. Connolly usually gets out of the tight situation, but he was caught there.
Well, it's Farrell who's going to be forced to drop out from underneath the post. Alan Hunt juggles with the ball and catches it at the 2nd attempt, makes progress just inside the Wigan half of the field. No points on the board, 3 minutes gone. Here comes Saints on the sortie down that left centre channel. Paul Laughlin drives forward, good tackling from Wigan. No quarter asked, and certainly not being given in the opening stages here at a Central Park, which looks to be packed to absolute capacity. We haven't had confirmation that the gates have been closed, but I'm sure they have by now. Saints looking dangerous on the edge of the Wigan 20-metre line. There goes Goulding. Goulding has support from Hunt. Decided to take the tackle, which came in from Connolly. Here comes Saints. Last tackle signalled by the referee Holsworth. The bomb goes up from Prescott, and it looks pretty good as well. Wigan are under it though. That's good defending from the champions. It was Chris Rudlinski with some expert play there. And there's Veer Twiglamala. He's handed off 2 Saints players. The big men are needed to bring him to the ground. And it's already beginning to warm up. Martin Afire. Wigan have a penalty in front of their own posts. Martin Afire back today after injury. He's out for tries this afternoon. He's got 46 so far this season. And he's chasing Greg Austin from Huddersfield. Second division, of course, Huddersfield. Austin has 48. Terry O'Connor. Speaking to Terry earlier this week, he's relishing the opportunity to try and make a mark, hopefully, for the big game at Wembley. Good tackle, which came in on Cassidy. And there was one on Cowie, which was a good one, but probably unfair. There's Betts. Edwards waits for support. It arrives from Farrell. Wigan now making good progress down the right-hand side. No Jason Robinson out there this afternoon, of course. He's injured. It's back now with Botica. Botica across to Betts. Betts, a short ball, well taken from Cowie. And good tackling from St Helens. It's Sonny Nicol and Paul Laughlin doing the tackling. Here come Wigan again. And Edwards took one there, there's no doubt. Sonny Nicol. Edwards is flattened. Play continues with the high bomb from Botica. Prescott, the fullback, under pressure, and he's fluffed it. Wigan could be in. Well, the referee said no. He's given offside, I think, against a couple of Wigan players. But Prescott looked anything but composed under the bomb, which came in from Botica. And prior to that, I think Edwards took one off Sonny Nicol. They'll have lost their run.
Well, I think Botica pushed him before he actually got the ball, Jack, in my usually impartial way. But Sonny Nicol there and Edwards, Skerritt's not on the field, so Sonny's got to attract his attentions to somebody else, hasn't he, to do it throughout the match. And Edwards there, I mean, you saw him, he lay down and then he peeked up. I can assure you there's only Adam Fogarty that's got an equity card out there. But anyway, Saints that have the possession. They're moving it to the left, Jack. Bernard Dwyer in the second row with the injury to Chris Joint. Solid tackling from the Wigan outfit. Quick breakaway by Kieran Cunningham, looking to find the hole in the Wigan defence. And there's not many of those in a game, is there? Cooper, out to Martin. Martin chips it through. He gets the follow-up. Martin rounds his man. 2 on the outside. Laughlin. Oh, dear me. Well, the Saints there, they bottled it out there. Paul Laughlin thought he was doing the right thing, giving it to Alan Hunt. Martin had done the business there. Chipped it through. Wigan at 6s and 7s. It was 4 points all the way, and it's gone to pot. Deary me, that's quite mild for me. I would like to say something a little bit stronger. Made a complete meal of that, Jack, didn't they?
A complete cock-up, I think is the term you're looking for, Ron, because that was an embarrassing opportunity which was missed by Saints. Fabulous play from Tommy Martin, split the Wigan defence. And then, how could you fail to score? You'd have put your mortgage on Saints scoring, but they didn't. It's still 0-0. Wigan in possession, 7 minutes on the clock. Unbelievably, St Helens let the opportunity go astray, and now might be punished from Wigan. They're making good progress. They've made a good start, Saints, so Ron. 7 minutes on the clock. O'Connor looking to just drive into the St Helens half of the field. It's back from Martin Hall to Edwards. Edwards scurrying forward from acting halfback. Got support from Connolly. Connolly steps inside, but he's wrapped up by Apollo Perolini. Good tackle there from Perolini on Connolly. Edwards back to Martin Afire. Spotted a gap. High tackle on Afire. Sonny Nicol again involved. Possibly. Bernard Dwyer involved. And a kicking opportunity for Frano Botica. 146 times he's kicked goals this season for Wigan. This one is an easy opportunity, if there is such a thing. As you can see, it's right in front and shouldn't be anything more than a formality. Bernard Dwyer, high tackle on Martin Afire. Wigan should just ease themselves into the lead. Great achievement, Frano Botica. This season, 146 kicks. He missed a hefty chunk of the season just before Christmas, and interestingly, the number 2 goal kicker this season is Bobby Goulding. He's playing for Saints, of course. He's missed one from out on that far side early on in the game, coming up to 8 minutes on the clock. We should have the scoreboard moving for the first time this afternoon. Botica from right in front. Perfect style. Just slots the ball right between the posts. That's no problem for Botica. Wigan are off, up and running, on the way to the 6th championship on the trot. Wigan in the lead by 2-0. But my goodness, Ron, going back to that earlier incident, what a disaster for St Helens.
Well, what a disaster, Jack. Could have possibly been 8-0 up, couldn't we? And now we're 2-0 behind. But early days yet, and they'll have to buckle down, make sure the tackling's firm, and let's see how it goes.
Well, I don't think Alan Hunt will want to see that one again on television, but I'm sure it will be shown time after time.
Yes, I was just going to say to you, Steve will be picking the bones out of that, won't he?
Well, it's Wigan at the moment, moving forward with Cassidy. Had a great season for the champions, Mick Cassidy. Farrell, no Phil Clark, of course. Farrell's dropped the ball, Saints back in possession. Sullivan scampers inside. And they want to move the ball quickly. Cunningham trying to make progress. Good work from Saints, good link-up play from Prescott. And Saints look lively without question here at the moment. Well, they did. Another unenforced error. My goodness, there's no excuses for handling errors this afternoon. The pitch is dry, conditions are firm, not a lot of breeze. And I don't know what's going wrong with Saints, whether it's a few early nerves. It shouldn't be. They've met 5 times this season, Ron.
Yes, that's it. And usually the captain there that steadies the ship, Shane Cooper, just lost possession as he came through, but he was looking to expose Wigan on Wigan's left, the Saints right, as they was attacking. But yes, a few early jitters. Let's hope they soon get it out of the system, Jack.
Martin Hall feeds it to Terry O'Connor. Tackled by Fogarty and Nicol. And here comes Cassidy, took the ball at full tilt. Good run. Almost came up unnoticed there, Mike Cassidy. Here's Betts running from deep. He did come up unnoticed. And Wigan now making good yardage inside that St Helens half of the field. 10 minutes gone. Wigan ahead, 2 points to 0. The man in possession who was in possession, Botica, just got the ball to Veer Twiglamala. Play on, said the referee. Some of the spectators on the far side thought possibly it was a high tackle. Here comes Edwards. Short ball to Cassidy. I'm not sure whether he'll thank it for that one. Good tackle from Fogarty, who's been in the thick of the action. The bomb comes up from Edwards. Shouldn't be a problem for Prescott. Takes it brilliantly. Well tackled by Frano Botica. In fact, it's Henry Paul who moved up there. The opposite fullback. And Saints in possession.
Yes, Henry Paul took him brilliantly there, man and ball. But Prescott again, obviously under a lot of pressure. Wigan putting the ball up, and it's the ball's that high that it's taking the time to come down. Wigan looking to contain Saints in their own 20 and doing a good job up to now. Referee Holdsworth lining the Wigan side out. Sonny Nicol looking for a marauding run straight at Connolly. Breaks out at Connolly, the usually safe Connolly breaks out of his tackle. But O'Connor wrapped him up and Betts came in as well. Saints with good progress, the last tackle of this sequence of 6. Cooper to Goulding, changes tack, puts it downfield. Henry Paul, well, it's off Henry Paul and into touch. Unusual error from Henry Paul, but an awkward bouncing ball. It's going to be head and feed to the Saints, 10 metres from the Wigan line. The ball coming through there, Jack, an unfavourable bounce, but it just hit his knees. When he looks through, he's just going to pick it up.
Well, certainly the benefit of the kick to touch favoured St Helens there, but without question Henry Paul won't be happy with the error he's made, because he's presented Saints with possession, we can presume, from the scrum, and it's a good position they've got now here, Saints.
It certainly is, a set of 6 to try and penetrate the Wigan defence. Paul Loughlin, strong run, 10 metres short. Saints are regrouped just as Wigan will. They'll have to line up on their own line. It's out to Goulding, he brings it blindside. Cooper, back to Sonny Nicol, but Saints has stood still. But Nicol's driving it forward, 5 metres now. Left, Cooper saw the gap, tries to round his man, no support with him. The Wigan defence still holds up. Golding taking the game by the scruff of the neck. Martin on the loop movement, but super tackling by Wigan. Can't take it away from him at present. Short ball, Fogarty. He's held just short. The last tackle of this set of 6. The Wigan line still intact. Golding, crossfield grubber. Prescott goes for it. Cooper goes for it. And Cooper's in. The referee points to the spot. Super try. Shane Cooper, the Saints captain, goes over for the first try of the game after 13 minutes. Only Cooper's 3rd try of the season, and he made no mistake this time after, as Jack would say, that cock up in this bottom right-hand corner.
This 6 points, which is going to be 6 now, it could really have been 12 or possibly even 14, because if they could have taken that chance early, then Wigan would really have been in trouble. As it is, Saints have the advantage, 6-2.
Yes, it could, Jack, but it's all ifs and buts, and we know it's only a small word, but it means a lot, doesn't it? But the games have been very tight this season. Well, more or less tight. They've been very competitive, haven't they, Jack? Boxing Day, 32-25. The Regal Trophy here, 24-22. A 16-apiece draw in the Cup, and then, unfortunately, Wigan at Nosey Road, they blitzed the Saints. It was at 50-50, and then a patch just before the half-time interval, and Wigan blitzed the Saints, and they ran out winners 40 points to 24. But different game. Saints in the lead, 6 points to 2. Back in possession. Adam Fogarty just outside his own 20. Everybody fired up, all the 13 at present each on the pitch, and unfortunately there Kieran Cunningham knocking the ball forward. So no doubt the error count will be in favour of Wigan, with Saints committing about three errors to about Wigan's 1, Jack.
Well, that Saints strike came from a Wigan error, didn't it, really, when the mistake came from Henry Paul, as we suspected it, presented the opportunity for St Helens, and it was one which they took. And I wonder if the same situation will apply now. Wigan have a penalty. It's certainly kickable, and surely Bottica will kick for goal. Well, I'm not too sure what Sean Edwards is going to do. Bit of a discussion at the moment. And Edwards, I think, unusually, or was that a differential penalty, Ron? I'm not too sure what went on for the scrum offence.
Yeah, differential penalty at the scrum, Jack. But it's Wigan in possession, and the pressing, trailing by 6 points to 2. They're bringing the ball out, trying to spread it. Solid Saints defence. Hall at dummy half. Takes it on the blind side. Looks like Farrell, this big rangy lad. He's held down just short, and Wigan certainly pressing, Jack.
Andy Farrell across to Martin Hall. Wigan drive it forward. Cassidy held up a yard short. Good defence from Saints at the moment. But it needs to be as well, because there's a mounting attack and a lot of pressure on Saints now. Edwards turns it back inside. Chris Rudlinski running from deep, almost unnoticed, still going, eventually hauled down 10 metres from that Saints try line. Last tackle signalled by the referee Hallsworth. Edwards spotted a gap back outside. Martin Hall, the supporting player. O'Connor, I think Wigan are going to die in possession. That's good defensive work from St Helens. It's the handover, and Saints back in possession.
Yes, and everything else, everything to do again, but good defensive display there as O'Connor came really close on the 6th tackle. As Jack said, he died with the ball.
And Wigan could well be stretched to get themselves back into this game. Powerful run from Farrell, and he set up a good field position there for Wigan. Couple of tackles still to come. Here comes Edwards. The big men come up. Betts, short ball. Oh, great ball from Edwards! Super score from Dennis Betts. Fabulous pass from Sean Edwards. He unlocked the Saints defence, and Dennis Betts scampers in without a single finger being laid on him. And Wigan are back level at 6 points apiece, and that was superb play from Sean Edwards. As soon as the pass left the arms of Edwards, you could see a try was on the cards. Great support play from Dennis Betts, and Wigan back level at 6-6.
I'll put Wigan in the lead at 8 points to 6. Well, he does. The touch judges raise the flags. 8 points to 6, Wigan in the lead, but still 21 minutes of this first half to play. And both teams providing this mammoth crowd with a feast of rugby. Bobby Golding to kick off. Low kick. Over to that far side. Well taken. And Wigan in possession in their own 20.
And I've just got the notices in front. It's 8-6 to Wigan. Dennis Betts with that try a few moments ago. Superbly created from Sean Edwards. And here comes Via Twiglamala, trying to make progress forward. Cowie. And Wigan have made good progress. But the referee not happy. Penalty to Saints. Well, certainly John Holdsworth seems to be clamping down and being particularly officious at the play the ball's wrong.
Well, I thought Loughlin was in front of him there. He moved in front of him. He played the ball quickly, and he didn't get away with it on that occasion. But you get John Holdsworth, as you say, sometimes he nitpicks and other times he lets go, if you pardon the expression. But it's Saints that have the possession, trailing by 8 points to 6. Parolini on the 20, centre field. Halfway through the first half, Golding again, running the angles. It's a rebound off Dennis Betts, and Dennis Betts comes up, but the tackle count should be waved clean. Shane Cooper's asking the questions. Referee Holdsworth said, "I'm the referee, I'll tell you, my friend." And then he waves the tackle count clean. That's all we want. Cooper again. Drop-off ball to Bernard Dwyer into the Wigan 20. Hall along with O'Connor does the tackling. Now it's Parolini. Big Western Samoan, and another big Western Samoan on the bench, Via Matatea, ready to make his debut this afternoon. Martin up to Fogarty. Fogarty still driving for the line. The Wigan defence tested again. Over to Cooper along the line. Bernard Dwyer inside to Tommy Martin. Takes it well. Last tackle of the sequence. Wigan to defend. Saints in possession. Golding chips it through again. Connolly well. Connolly fumbles it. Steve Prescott comes through. I think it's Steve Prescott. Or is it Bobby Golding? It was that quick. I just couldn't see. I don't know. I thought it was Steve Prescott. Yes, it is. Prescott's being congratulated. But another mistake, Jack, has contributed to a try, obviously, for the opposition. And Prescott in. His 17th try of the season.
Both the Saints' tries, you have to say, have come as a direct result of Wigan mistakes. The first try presented to them initially from the mistake by Henry Paul. Saints getting possession from the scrum and eventually scoring underneath the post, and that time Gary Connolly, very unusual an error, as you say, Ron, for Connolly to make a mistake like that, but make it he did. All credit for Prescott. He was in like a flash, and Goulding's added on the extras from the conversion, and Saints are back in the lead. We've had 23 minutes, and I tell you something, you mentioned earlier that it's a fifth meeting between the two teams, and they've all been pretty tight. There's no indication that this is going to be any different.
No, you're right there, Jack. And on about the team scoring from mistakes, I mean, Wigan are the prime examples of capitalising on other teams' errors, aren't they? And unfortunately, as far as they're concerned, it's gone against them twice today. But that's how it goes. Anthony Sullivan. Cunningham attacked in half. Saints with the tails up. Well, has he given a knock on? Looks as though he's given a knock on, Jack. I didn't see anything there.
Well, I'd tell you something, the players have got to be very, very careful when they play the balls, Ron, because he's certainly looking in that area to give something to one of the two teams every single occasion. Farrell, can Wigan hit back quickly? Andy Farrell almost got in via Twiglamala, trying to step his way forward, almost danced to the Saints try line. 10 yards short of 10 metres, if you like. Martin Hall, Terry O'Connor takes Wigan even closer, 2 metres out. Plenty of options to the left and to the right. Edwards skips out of one, gives the ball to Cowie. Cowie right back into the thick of it. The return back in the arms of Edwards after it had passed through Martin Hall. Good handling from Wigan. Connolly's there, so too is Henry Paul. Good defending from Wigan, from Saints rather. Martin Afire picked it up immediately and went alone from acting halfback. Last tackle signalled by referee Holdsworth. Paul across to Edwards. Long ball picked out. Oh, chance here for Wigan. Wigan will score! from Edwards, well taken by Botica, and once that pass again had left the arms of Edwards, you just knew a try was on the cards. We've got 12 minutes to go to half-time. The restart comes from Goulding. It's all action, as you might expect. Long and deep. Well taken by Henry Paul. Cassidy sets off immediately at full tilt out of the danger area. Makes it to the edge of the 20-metre line. Martin Hall from Dennis Betts. He's got one try. He runs strong against Betts, and I think we're going to see a Saints player make his debut. Not too sure he's going to come off. It looks like the prop forward, Adam Fogarty, is the man I think who's going to come off. In the meantime, I think somebody's knocked on. Edwards is extremely unhappy with the referee, as you can see. He's certainly given him plenty of verbals, and that substitution has now been made. Fogarty is off, and Via Matatea is on. That's his debut, Ron.
That certainly is, and we're glad to see the big Western Samoan on after problems with the work permit. I said on our Leeds video, instead of playing for Wigan, the work permit should have been there straight away, but we've sorted the problem out now. He's on the field in place of Adam Fogarty. Maybe just a straight swap to give Fogarty a blow. Good forward is Fogarty. Equal his substitute Matatea. Now in possession. Ex-Doncaster player unloads the ball to Loughlin. Takes it well, they're up to the 20. Edwards comes in for the tackle, and as you said, Edwards is extremely annoyed about that decision. And he'll have to watch what he's saying to Mr. Holdsworth, otherwise he'll be going in the sin bin for 10 minutes. Golden, is he looking for the 1.2? Well, he was. It's bounced up. Henry Paul has it. Cooper comes in for him, but Paul evades 2 tackles and finally bounced down on the 10-metre line.
I think Bobby Goulding will be very disappointed with that attempt at a drop goal, Ron, because he was well positioned, and we've got a problem now. The touch judge is on. I think it's Via Twiglamala on the floor trying to get up. A couple of Saints players lying all over him. Well, I think it was just handbags at 6 paces, really. But certainly a fiery introduction for the Saints substitute, Via Matatea. Penalty to Wigan will be the inevitable outcome, one suspects. Touch judge is on. And I think Mr. Holdsworth will just say to the Saints sub, calm it down. I know you want to get involved. I know you want to show everybody what you can do. But let's keep it tidy. Penalty to Wigan, the outcome. Farrell duly obliges with the ball in touch on the far side. 11 minutes to go to the break. And it's deadlock here at Central Park. Wigan 12, St Helens 12. Cowie in possession. Martin Hall, as always, from the acting half-back position, gets a return pass. It was a good one from O'Connor. Hall scampers 8 yards inside the Saints half of the field. Cassidy now goes to the dummy half position. Edwards across to Betts. Progress halted from Betts. Saints move across quickly, and they're moving well up at the moment. St Helens in that line. There's Redlinski. Good tackle by Kieran Cunningham, but it's Edwards in possession. Could be danger here for Saints. Botica out wide. Via Twiglamala still going. Can't get the pass out. Last tackle signalled by the referee, Holdsworth. But Wigan still in a pretty useful position on the edge of that 20-metre line. Edwards with the bomb. Prescott is there. Should be favourite under pressure. And Wigan are in. That's a try. Oh, he's disallowed it. Well, Holdsworth has disallowed the score. Well, I'm not too sure why, because without question that was a perfect bomb from Edwards, and that time, even though Prescott was under pressure, I don't think there was an unfair challenge. I think that should have been a try.
Well, it was a fire that came up with it, wasn't it? And it looks as though he was giving like the forward pass indication there, but or the knock-on indication. But who knows? Saints let off the hook, I suppose, Jack, and breaking quickly. Lose possession, back to Saints, he's waved it all on. Now it's with Anthony Sullivan. Chris Radlinski up to the challenge, holds him down. Saints want to play it quickly. Bernard Dwyer off again. And good yardage made by the Saints from their own line as Bobby Golden chips it through for Alan Hunt. Shoulder to shoulder with Connolly. But he's ruled Alan Hunt offside, and Connolly and Alan Hunt, the best of buddies, but Hunt offside there.
Well, not the best of buddies for 80 minutes at least, Ron, but just going back to the disallowed try from Wigan, I think he's disallowed that for offside as well, and I've got to say, I watched the situation very closely. I didn't think there was any question of anybody being offside. I thought Prescott dropped it, Wigan capitalised on it. A let-off there for Saints, but it's end-to-end stuff. 9 minutes to go to half-time. Cowie drives forward. Wigan, in the meantime, have made a substitution. Aitchison comes on, O'Connor goes off. It's a bit scrappy, it's certainly lively. Betts jinking and twisted his way forward. Via Matatea comes across with a tackle. Botica. First touch of the ball for Paul Aitchison, a patch as he's known around Central Park. Cassidy drives forward. Edwards trying to open up a gap, not much support. Martin Afire not been given a running chance so far in the game. That's good work from Saints. Here comes Connolly still going, gets the ball out to Via Twiglamala, drives forward. Another powerful surge from Inga. And the last tackle signalled by the referee Holsworth. Frano Botica is all alone on the left-hand side. If the ball comes or if the kick comes, Henry Paul, and Botica's now got it. Botica's super play, great defence from Saints. The ball's gone to ground. Saints back in possession. I think it's been picked up by Perolini, but that was super rugby. Great attack from Wigan and great defence from St Helens. Sonny Nicol back in possession, and a word about the substitute, Ron. I don't know what you've been feeding him on, but he certainly looks to be want to get involved in the game.
Yeah, raw meat, I think. Jack, obviously, he's been out for 2 months, even though he has been heavily training, and he wants to get in and he wants to impress, doesn't he, Jack? I mean, he's played well with Doncaster. We know they're at the bottom of the first division, but they have some class players in the ranks, even though they're going down the hill. Golding puts the kick downfield. Martin Afire will let it run into touch. But some good running there, some good kicking by Golding. But as you said there with Botica, he was crying for that ball. He wanted that ball up in the air. I think it came over to him, and a very elusive sidestep. Saints managed to contain him, and that's how it stands still. 12 points apiece and 7 minutes remaining.
Certainly been a great effort this from St Helens. We never thought for one moment that there'd be the proverbial lambs to the slaughter. Wigan have got the work cut out here this afternoon, make no mistake. Aitchison from the scrummage. On a few moments ago was replacement for O'Connor. Edwards, Afire turns the ball back inside. There goes Inga the Stinger. And Saints have coped well with Twiglamala this afternoon. And they're moving up very, very quickly to deny Wigan the space. The ball, good one from Cassidy, back to Edwards, and now it's Rydlinski. Connolly will certainly want to make up for that unusual error which presented Saints with a try. Edwards with the kick, and it's another high bomb, and the pressure's on, and it's taken brilliantly by Alan Hunt. That was a copybook catch. Prescott works the ball clear for St Helens, tackled by Frano Botica, and a combination of Botica and Betts. Saints back in possession, and it's anybody's game.
It certainly is, and a great kick there. Everybody was on the Wigan side. Hunt took it well, under severe pressure. All these high kicks, the opposition have been under severe pressure. And Matatea now 10 metres short of the halfway line. Another Western Samoan, obviously breaking into our game. And just a little bit of friendly rivalry, a little Western Samoan ritual, I think, with Twiglamala and Matatea before. Welcome to a Saints and Wigan derby. But an excellent touch-finding kick upfield that pegs Wigan back, even though they get head and ball from the feed just inside their own 20. Sean Edwards will feed. But yes, as you said, Jack, 12 points apiece. Tightly contested games. They're either very tight or all one way, aren't they?
Well, the next score, I'm sure, is going to be absolutely crucial. 4 minutes to go to half-time. Here come Wigan again. This time, Botica misses out. Edwards in possession. Rydlinski runs from deep. Good work from Rydlinski. And that all came about when Wigan missed out Botica and gave the ball straight to Edwards. Here he is again, on the halfway line. Inga. Good ball out towards Farrell. Brilliant tackle by Loughlin on Farrell. Wrapped him up perfectly. Well, at times it's like the irresistible force coming up against the immovable object at the moment, and there's another perfect example of it. Cooper being embroiled with Vietwinglamala. Edwards, good ball from Edwards, well taken by Aitchison, spun out to the first tackle, and we're up to the last tackle, signalled now by the referee John Hallsworth. Edwards, oh great kick again from Edwards, that's a real tester for the Saints fullback Prescott. Oh, it's hit the post, oh could be something, yes, at the end, who's got the ball? Prescott's got the ball, well my goodness me, you won't find that in the book of training applications, but my goodness, it nearly produced a try for Wigan, and Steve Prescott nearly paid the price there on for not going and attacking the ball.
He certainly did. I was surprised he let it go, but an awkward ball. As I said, all the high balls have been testers, but he got out of jail there. 2 or 3 Wigan players bearing down on him. Saints have the possession. Cunningham, I think that is, bringing the ball upfield. A host of Wigan tacklers round him. Golding now gets the ball from Cooper. Inside to Paul Loughlin. Short ball to Alan Hunt. Aitchison to beat. Hunt puts it up in the air. He chases it. Connolly's there. Hunt gathers him. And Hunt, does he roll him over into the end goal area? It's just short. But super tackling there by the Saints. A fire letting the ball go to Aitchison. Back to a fire. Oh, super rugby by Wigan.
Marvellous stuff from the Riversiders, but what a gamble there. Martin, a fire Tupron. You don't do that behind your own try line.
No, I was just going to say, Jack, that's not in the coaching manual either.
It certainly isn't. Well, it's action-packed stuff. It's entertaining for a capacity crowd at Central Park, but I should imagine Joe Lydon and Graham West will be doing cartwheels in the just above us here in the commentary position. Here come Wigan now. Henry Paul's made a break. Steaming down the right centre channel. Henry Paul, is he going to make it? He's still going. Oh, what a try from Henry Paul. An absolute class from the Kiwi. He split the St. Helens cover. Brilliant play. Well, we said earlier, you won't find it in the coaching manual, but my goodness, it's paid off with a crucial try for Wigan. 2 minutes from half-time. They don't come a lot better than that. Wonderful approach play. Magnificent solo effort from Henry Paul. And Wigan back in the lead at just the right time, perhaps. A couple of minutes from the interval break. Simply magnificent score from Wigan. Bit of a swirling breeze seems to have got up round Central Park now. But you can tell with the cheers that he's kicked it. Third goal for Botica. Wigan in the lead at 18 points to 12. It's all neat and tidy at the moment as far as Wigan are concerned. 3 goals from Botica. And Saints will be disappointed as the clock just ticks on to the 40-minute mark. The Saints will be very, very disappointed to go in 6 points down at the interval. A tight opening first half, there's no question about that. And a sign, I think, of things to come in the second half. If anyone thought that Saints were going to lie down and hand Wigan the championship this afternoon, I think they better think again, because there's just 6 points in it, and quite simply, it could have easily have been level. Wigan 18, Saints 12 at half-time. Oldham Grimsby. Classic. Oldham. The classic. Well, if the next 40 minutes is anything like as good as the first 40, we're going to be in for an absolute treat. It certainly was exciting stuff. No reason to think or believe that this second half is going to be any different at all to the first. Very tight, pretty competitive, as they always are, and just 6 points separate the two teams as Saints prepare to get this second half underway. 18-12 at the moment in favour of Wigan, and of course if Wigan win this afternoon, they take the Stones Bitter Championship for the 6th season on the trot. And don't forget that compilation video at the end of the season, courtesy of Micron. We'll be looking back at the highlights, not many lows. I was going to say the highs and the lows. We'll certainly be looking at the highs. We're getting reaction to what is going to be a memorable season, whatever happens. And the last season in rugby league, of course, as we know it. Massive changes planned as from March 1996. But no change here. since that half-time score. 18-12, first minute of the action. And Saints have another substitute on. Mark Elia has come on. Not quite sure who's gone off, but it's Anthony Sullivan, the winger, who's gone off, so Elia on. Martin Hall makes a breakthrough straight away after half-time. Wigan setting up a good attacking position. Henry Paul chip kicks the ball forward. But Saints back in possession with Bobby Goulding, who got down pretty quickly there to that little grubber kick which came in from Henry Paul. And there is the first piece of the action for the Saints substitute, Mark Elia.
Yes, and Mark Elia on, as we say, we think, yes, for Anthony Sullivan. Sullivan back after injury, and obviously he'd had problems with an elbow injury. Must have reacted, and Mark Elia on. Playing well is Mark Elia. His second spell at St Helens, and playing out of his skin. Apollo Perolini releases it to Cunningham. Just ducks down in the tackle, but the ball's knocked forward. The referee says this. I don't know how he could pick that up, Jack. I mean, maybe you spotted it. I'd looked away looking at the referee, but Cunningham looked as though he was backed into us, but he picked it up, didn't he?
Well, he did, and I actually thought that there was some interference there in the tackle with Kieran Cunningham, but the referee didn't spot it. He did spot the knock-on. Edwards to feed the scrum. Wigan back in possession and breaking quickly with Henry Paul, who brought superbly from the scrum. Good play from Botica inside to Veer Twiglamama. He's breaking clear. He's still going. Was that a trip play on, said the referee? Well, he was falling all the time. So the referee decided to ignore it. Botica organising the line out for Wigan. There goes Martin Afire, got to go it alone. The line out wasn't ready, and Martin Afire is coming round on the loop. He does that so often, and usually to good effect, but on that particular occasion he's flattened on the Saints 20-metre line by Apollo Perolini. Good ball from Edwards to Cassidy. Cassidy's held down 10 metres short. Good attack this at the start of the second half. They're queuing up on that left-hand side. Can Benz get there? He's literally a yard short. We're on the last tackle. Betts plays it quickly. Farrell tries to drive. Saints will get possession. It won't count. Edwards says that's a try. Edwards is absolutely furious at the touch judge. We'll try and look at this. Well, Saints have played the ball quickly with Alan Hunt. It's now to the Saints substitute, Mark Elia. Well, it was impossible to see from here, but without question, a loud roar went up, and I suppose it always does when Wigan are a yard from the try line, Ron.
Well, it certainly does, Jack, and then he seemed to give an indication as if he was held up on his back and he had to give the turnover. So, your guess is as good as mine, my friend. We'll say it's at the possession. Cowie and Northey, they're just exchanging pleasantries in the field of play. Cunningham takes it through. Goulding couldn't catch it. The ball looked as though it had been knocked forward. I would have said yes, definitely a knock forward from Bobby Goulding. He couldn't take it cleanly. Cunningham tried to release it. Another error from the Saints, and we're going to get head and feet at the scrum, Jack.
And watch for Henry Paul breaking very, very quickly from this scrum. He's tucked it in at the moment in the loose forward position. In it goes, and now Henry Paul not involved, that I said he might be. That's why he isn't. There goes Botica though to Redlinski. Redlinski streaking forward. Oh, it's not a good pass though. He didn't control the pass to Martin Afire. Chris Redlinski did the hard part and couldn't really do the easy part there. Although in fairness, Tommy Martin got well to check him with a very, very good tackle indeed. He was under pressure, the Wigan youngster, but it wasn't a good pass.
No, and he's a big lad as well, isn't he? Whereas Robinson, bouncy, Jack in the box type. This lad, he's a big lad, this Radlinski. He shaped up well today, and obviously he's got to take his chance. Wigan come up with possession from the scrum.
And Henry Paul, who's having a stormy second half for Wigan, plays the ball quickly. Edwards again involved. There's Connolly. Connolly just held 2 yards short. Good work from Wigan. Cowie back to Edwards. Edwards to Paul Aitchison. Aitchison can see the whitewash. Can't get there though. He's tackled 2 metres short. Martin Afire. Farrell drives for the line. Great defensive work from Saints. Across it comes from Martin Hall to Edwards. Long ball thrown out to Botica. Botica spins and twists and turns but can't make progress. Last tackle signalled by the referee, Holsworth. There's Edwards again. Back inside to Connolly. Connolly chips for the line. Wigan pick it up. Play on, said the referee. Could be something on here for Wigan. It's going to come back towards Botica. Botica's going to try and get it out. The interception comes in. And Chris Redlinski with a brilliant tackle on Mark Elia are back in possession and up and running in the second half.
Yes, he read it well, loaded Mark Elia. Took it well, but just as he grabbed for the ball, just losing those vital seconds and yards, and Radlinski brought him down. Perolini in possession now for the Saints, but after sustaining all that pressure on their own line, and especially with the referee giving another 6 after the ball had been kicked through, that's the last one of this set of 6 for Saints. Golding puts it high, even though it comes back. Northy's underneath it, it's touched Northy. Now Edwards comes up with the possession. So not a good kick by Bobby Golding on the 6th tackle. But the ball now with Wigan, and Big Farrell takes it centre field.
Great break forward from Andy Farrell, and he's still going. The support was there from Martin Hall, but Farrell couldn't get the pass out. Here come Wigan again, and they're boiling and bubbling at the moment. The champions, super ball, which came from Henry Paul to Botica to Cowie. Cowie charges for the line. Oh, is the big man going to score? He's a yard short. Great burst, and Wigan have knocked on with the line gaping. Well, he didn't have the legs, did he, Neil Cowie? All credit though for Saints. They got back, got the tackling. I think it was Tommy Martin who just tapped Cowie's ankles. And Saints back in possession. And we're once again off on this topsy seesaw ride from end to end.
Yeah, super ankle tap, try-saving tackle by Tommy Martin. And then Cowie tried to get the ball away. Made another cock-up jack. It must be this bottom corner, mustn't it, my friend? But anyway, Saints have the possession. Matatier driving it forward. Quick play the ball. Saints have got to run up Wigan hard and quick and straight. And Elia back to Cooper. Cooper now inside to Tommy Martin. Oh, superbly checked by Sean Edwards. He tapped him on the head. He knows that was a good tackle on Martin. But the ball's kicked through. Aitchison from the full-back position. Saints come in and close him down. He's wrapped up finally by Cooper, but it's back at Wigan's end.
And I'll tell you something, a capacity crowd are absolutely getting the money's worth here this afternoon at Central Park. It is end-to-end stuff. It's rugby league at the very highest order as Cassidy drives it forward up to the halfway line for the Riversiders. The champions can smell the scent of a 6th championship victory on the trot. Via Twiglamala bounces out of 2, still goes forward, gets the ball into Edwards. Back towards Botica. Botica skips forward. Botica's still going. Oh, brilliant from Botica. Eventually comes to grief in a 2-man Saints tackle. Edwards to Betts. Good tackling again from Saints. That's a substitute. Edwards again. Edwards going along. What a pass. The fire! He's in the corner. What a pass from Sean Edwards. Martin Afire took it in his stride to flash it at the corner. It's his 47th of the season, and that could be one of the most valuable tries of the lot. Sheer brilliance from Edwards. Basketball style pass over his shoulder. Martin Edwards had to catch it and head for the corner. That's what he did. And Wigan have got a bit more breathing space now at 22-12. First score of the second half. Sean Edwards, absolutely brilliant, Rob.
No danger about that, Jack. He must have been involved 3, possibly 4 times.
And we've got half an hour left exactly at Central Park. And we're going to take it off. Sorry, St Helens are taking off the substitute. That's a drop out underneath the post. A mistake from Chris Radlinski. And some confusion there from the restart. Edwards, I think, thought Radlinski was going to collect it, and I think it was the other way around, and Edwards is not happy. Punches the ball in absolute disgust to the floor. And Saints have brought off the man they put on in the first half now. Via Matatier is coming off, and Adam Fogarty is going back on.
Yes, and another mistake in the corner by Radlinski. Gives Saints back possession. That's if they can capitalise on it.
Martin! Henry Paul is going to score for Wigan from the restart. What a remarkable try! And that will bring the house down. And the championship surely now stays at Central Park. That was one of the most incredible scores you'll see. A massive dropout. Henry Paul on it in a flash. Absolutely incredible stuff. The second try inside 2 different to most other teams, and they're going to keep the pressure on Saints now. The conversion is a formality from Botica, and the celebrations can start at Central Park at 28-12. That was absolutely a remarkable score from Henry Paul, and Wigan now are sailing away with the 6th championship on the trot. I've never seen anything like it ever.
No, we're just on about that, Jack. We've never seen anything like it either. Just as I was saying, Saints should be able to capitalise on it. They dropped a clanger. They were stood looking at each other in the centre of the field. Henry Paul came through like an express train, plucked it out of the air. 6 points, and that's it. I usually say when the old pie eaters are getting beat, Jack, that they'll be doing the Wigan walk. It's the Saints that will be doing the St Helens walk today, isn't it?
Well, we've seen a few things that we keep referring to the coaching manual, Ron. We've seen it again. That's something you don't see in the coaching manual. We've seen a few this afternoon, and Wigan now, I think, are preparing, certainly the fans and supporters are preparing for a weekend of celebration. 28-12. It's a tall order now for Saints to come back and rescue this one. 5 times is met. It looks like Wigan are on the way for the 4th victory on the trot. 2 Wigan substitutes warming up. Prowling on the touchline, Terry O'Connor and BJ Mather. O'Connor starting, Mather is yet to be used, and he is the man of the moment, Henry Paul. He's on a hat-trick. He got a try in the first half, and he's got a remarkable second try for Wigan, and Wigan have a penalty. Wigan 28, Saints 12. And it's all Wigan at the moment. And Sean Edwards, just going back to that remarkable score from Henry Paul, he nearly punctured the ball by throwing it to the floor in disgust as the dropout came. A massive one in fairness from Andy Farrell. But all credit to Wigan. They chased the ball, they got the bounce, and in a flash, he was underneath the post. Absolutely magnificent and without question, unbelievable. Cowie, 20 metres out. John Holdsworth telling the Saints players to get the full 10 metres by Edwards. Short ball inside to Farrell, drives to the line. 28-12 in favour of Wigan. The championship surely stays and rests at Central Park. Betts is still going. Martin Hall was there, didn't get the ball because Betts didn't release it. Edwards spins it out wide. Botica turns it inside to Inga the Stinger. Drives forward. Good defence from Saints. There goes Connolly, back to a fire, knock-on play on. Saints in possession, and I think what Saints have got to do on now is just try and settle and consolidate a little bit and just try and keep it for the 6th.
That's certainly right, Jack. Whether we can, maybe, well, I don't think heads will drop, as you say. There's plenty of time yet with 25 minutes remaining and 16 points separating the sides. Obviously a possibility, but knowing Wigan, they don't usually give many points away, even though they let a few tries in at the back end of the last game against Bradford. After they got rattled up 60 themselves, was the last tackle of the sequence. Sonny Nicol tackled there. Saints will bring it midfield. He's now with Tommy Martin. He puts a tester up, trying to test Wigan. Martin follows it up, knocks the ball back. Saints still have it, but it's gone forward. And Dennis Betts picks it up, and well, I thought he'd knocked it on. I think that's what he's given. It certainly looked it. I mean, I just followed Betts that time, but he had Betts had his back to him, but he's given the scrum down with the head and feet to St Helens. So mistake there. After Saints putting a high kick up by Dennis Betts. Scrum feed now with Tommy Martin inside to Alan Hunt. Very quiet, he's been wrapped up very well this afternoon. Fogarty. Good yardage from Fogarty. Pushes Edwards out, but Connolly had him tackled. Saints nearly made a mess of it at the play the ball. Now it's with Parolini. He's centre field, 20 metres short of the line. Saints trailing by 28 points to 12. Cooper changes the direction. Golding, Loughlin, drop off ball, but well taken. And he drops the ball. Neil Cowie, I think it is, that picks it up. Wigan have the possession. Cunningham in the tackle. Sonny Nicol moves in as well. And Cowie forced back 5 or 6 metres there. But Wigan have the possession, Jack.
They certainly have. There's 2 pigeons at the moment nestling on the halfway line, eating Taffy's new turf treatment. I don't think he'll be too pleased about that, but he'll be pleased with the scoreline. comes Henry Paul again. The pigeons haven't moved. Unbelievable. They're just making their way into the Saints half of the field. Maybe the Wigan supporters, who knows? Andy Farrell, they fly off now, the pigeons, because the players are backtracking. But Wigan now, they're driving forward with Cassidy. And BJ Mather is going to be introduced into the action very shortly as the kick to touch comes in, and it's judged perfectly. And it's a well-earned rest for England. Saints in possession straight away with Elliott, who breaks quickly from the scrum. Almost caught Wigan unawares. Thought about the pass, but decided in the end to play with the percentages.
Yes, he did, and now Saints running the angles again with the big centre Paul Loughlin making good yards and just brought down short of the halfway. I don't think Twiggamala looked very happy about being substituted there by Barry John Mather. But Saints have the ball. 28 points to 12 down. It's out to Alan Hunt. He just breaks out of a fire tackle, but he has to come back in field. Alan Hunt coming crossfield, saw the gap, drove for it, still driving his Alan Hunt. Good 20-metre burst there. Cooper at dummy half, looking for the runners. Now it's with Bernard Dwyer. Out to Nicol. Nicol from a standing start, 10 metres short. Last tackle of the sequence. Golding will be involved somewhere. It's there on to Prescott. Prescott chips it through, but it's taken by Wigan. And they've withstood this barrage of pressure by the Saints. And Aitchison coming away. Big Paul Aitchison has the possession. He's brought down short of the halfway line, the 20-metre line. Cooper struck for the ball. Aitchison got it back. Wigan with another set of 6.
And Gary Connolly caught the ball like a goalkeeper at football when the chip kick finally came in from Saints. But it's rescue possession for Wigan. And Saints are still moving well up. There goes Martin Afire. Looking for his 48th try this season. Still looking for it. Support comes now from Botica. Botica up to the halfway line. Jinking, twisting, turning back to Martin Afire. The support comes from Farrell. Great approach play from Wigan. And still they keep the ball alive. He's back with Martin Afire. Now it's Rydlinski. Rydlinski across to Cowie. Great movement here from Wigan. Cowie makes a charge for the line. Rydlinski, the ball's gone to ground. Saints back in possession. But that was super passage of play from Wigan. And for one moment there, Ron, I don't think Saints knew which way Wigan were coming from.
Yes, I think you're dead right there, Jack. It just looked as though they were stood still, and Wigan throwing it about. Afire involved in the movement 2 or 3 times. But Saints have the possession. They're going to find it extremely hard, trailing by 16 points with 20 minutes of the game remaining. As they say in the last quarter, Apollo Perolini, good driving run. Tommy Martin was on his inside, Loughlin was on his outside. He had to take the tackle. Golding and Cooper trying to bamboozle his defence. Now it's with Sonny Nicol. A good run by Nicol. A diagonal run. Can he outpace the defence? He's brought down 10 metres short. Saints will look to quick play the ball. Dwyer, good run in there. Golding, they're lining up in the centre field. It's Saint to Loughlin. He's looking for support. He has to take the tackle centre field. Healy run on the far side. Loughlin didn't release it to him. Saints, if they'd have had the numbers, there's Cooper goes through. Cooper will score. Yes, Cooper goes under the sticks. Nothing more than the Saints deserve. But my, oh my, didn't he make hard work of it? Cooper in for his 2nd of the afternoon. Good run that started all that off by Sonny Nicol. A good diagonal run. He was brought down over here on the left, Radlinski involved. Then the ball went centre field. It went over to Loughlin. He was looking for supporting players. He was very slow coming up. And then the ball came back midfield and Cooper took charge and he just run straight under the sticks and managed to get the touchdown.
And at 28 points to 18, I just wonder if there's going to be another twist in the tail, because Saints are renowned for comebacks, and if you look through the previous fixtures this season between these two teams, there's been plenty of points and they've really gone right to the wire, so to speak. 8 points, 10 points rather, separate the two teams. 18 minutes left.
Yes, and Cowie's just been substituted and he looked up at the gantry there where Graham West has, and it was as if to say, well, what have you brought me off for, because I thought he was playing exceptionally well. But he's brought O'Connor back on for the last 18 and 19 minutes. Saints have the possession, as Jack said. Could there be another twist in this game as Saints come back within 10 points? deserved the try, their first score of the second half. And now they'll be running hard at Wigan again. Cooper. Martin back to Cooper, lovely movement there. Cooper gives the dummy, out near to Mark Elia. He's got Aitchison to beat, it comes off Aitchison's back. Mark Elia couldn't regather it. If he could have done that, would have been another set of 6. But Wigan have the possession. Elia there, I'm sure that kick was meant to be a little harder. It didn't go that way. Now he's with Connolly over on the far side. And we know how good Connolly is at breaking out of defence. Alan Hunt brings him down. A fire at dummy half. It's Wigan back on the attack.
And it's Henry Paul who moves it quickly to Farrell. Farrell steps up that right foot. Support comes from Martin Hall. Well tackled though by Bernard Dwyer, who's done a lot of tackling work this afternoon for St Helens. It's now with Edwards. Misses out the short one and gives it wide across to Botica. Botica to Betts. Betts to Gary Connolly. No Martin Afire outside him. He's inside. He's in field at the moment, Afire. Here he comes now. From the acting half-back position, Martin Afire, great ball to Edwards. Edwards spins it out wide, picked up by Henry Paul. Henry Paul spotted a gap, turned back inside. Good tackling from Saints. Tommy Martin, the player doing the tackling. Martin Afire picks it up to Edwards. Edwards, short pass to O'Connor. O'Connor can't distribute the ball, and that's the 6th tackle signalled by the referee. Martin Afire is going for the corner. The ball's in touch, and that is a hidden ball to Wigan. Oh, that's a bad decision from the touch judge. Martin Afire threw the ball in the air. It appeared to be caught. It's on the 6th tackle. It's on the 6th tackle there. Well, I thought they got it wrong there. The officials between them, Rob.
Well, he's a judge that Afire's took the ball into touch, hasn't he? I know he threw it over, and then Northey caught it, and it looked as though Northey had gone in touch in possession. But the referee has given the turnover. I'm very pleased to say. Saints have the possession, trailing by 10, 28-18. 15 minutes remaining. Another try for the Saints would certainly, another try and a goal anyway, would certainly set this game up for the proverbial grandstand finish. But it's whether the Saints can penetrate this usually tight Wigan defence. Cunningham's trying his best. Well, that was a knock-on. Well, that was definitely a knock-on, Jack, by Perolini. The referee shakes his head. All the Wiganers shout for the knock-on, and he doesn't give it. Well, Martin puts the ball downfield. Will it roll into touch? No, it's going to be stopping the field of play. Aitchison gathers it. Certainly another debatable incident there, Jack.
It certainly was. It was more than debatable. It was a wrong decision. He definitely knocked on. 28-10, latest score coming in. It's Waddington are ahead at Widnes 18-12. Latest here. It's not 28-20, it's 28-18, of course. 10 points difference. Wigan have picked up an injury to Farrell, and some of the Wigan supporters thought that Cooper stepped on the Wigan player. It's not Farrell in actual fact. Confirmation of who it is in just a moment. Play continues thick and fast, with Wigan now inside the Saints half of the field. Edwards picks it up and makes good progress. Dennis Betts as ever on his outside. Steps inside, tackled by Sonny Nicol. It's Henry Paul, the player who's down injured for Wigan at the moment, and he's having treatment. Edwards thought about the kick, turned it instead towards Andy Farrell. Botica! And Wigan looking dangerous. Great defence from St Helens. They just hold up Connolly, I think it is, a yard short. They pile into Martin Afire, and that's the changeover. Afire couldn't get the ball out, and that's great defence. A couple of Saints players on the forward after that attack. And it's Alan Hunt who's hauled down in front of his own post, and Henry Paul is now back on his feet, just out of camera shot. Here comes Dwyer for Saints, who's been a tireless worker for St Helens, and he brings the ball away from the danger area.
Yes, wasn't Nicol out of the blocks like a greyhound on Martin Afire. But it's Fogarty now. He has possession for the Saints. Wigan very slow getting back on side. The referee waves it on. Elia unloads it. Northey regathers it. Did very well there. Elia wanted to keep it going. We know the Saints have got to try and keep it going to try and beat this oncoming Wigan defence. Cooper there. Hall and Betts bring him to the ground. The last tackle of the sequence. Golding puts it for the corner. Is it going to be too deep? No, it bounces in the field of play and then bounces in touch. It was also perilously close, that. It'll be a scrum down. Wigan feed. 30 metres away from Wigan's own line with 13 minutes remaining, and Wigan in the lead by 28 points to 18.
And Wigan are 13 minutes away from their 6th consecutive title win on the trot. And they'll certainly have done it in style, if they do it at all, here this afternoon, because Saints have played their part in an absorbing contest once more between these old rivals. And Wigan in possession. I'm sure they'll breathe a touch more easier if they can get more points on the board. BJ Mather, brilliant tackling from St Helens. Andy Northern and Tommy Martin combining to bring BJ Mather to grief. There's O'Connor, who seems to have got better and better in the last couple of months, Terry O'Connor. Cassidy. Couple of people kicking out in the tackle. Referee chooses to ignore it. Edwards across to Botica. Botica has support. It comes from Betts. Good ball from Betts to Farrell. Farrell wrapped up by Laughlin. Last tackle signalled by the referee, John Holsworth. Now what can Edwards do from this? It's the bomb. And it's a good one. Needs to catch this, Prescott. Brilliant play from the Saints fullback. Absolutely superb play. And that was something that you'll find in the coaching manual, Ron.
Yes, well taken. I was wondering why play had stopped there, Jack, with that absorbed in the game, but obviously he took it on the full behind his own line. It starts from the 20. But anyway, they'll allow us that mistake, won't they? As Bernard Dwyer, as you say, a tireless worker, just getting a little facial there by O'Connor as he tries to get his feet, but it's Andy Northey just short of the halfway line. Saints still competing, as you'd expect them to do. Always tightly contested games, but Cooper draws the defence in onto Paul Laughlin. He twists in the tackle, backs in, but this Wigan defence holding firm. Cunningham looking for support. Awkward bouncing ball. BJ Mather knocks it forward. Once again there, Jack. Saints nearly caught. If Mather could have taken it. Cunningham was looking for support. The players worked in close on him. He lofted it out. BJ Mather ghosted in. Just knocked it forward. Saints are going to get head and ball, but oh so easily. It could have been another Wigan try.
Well, it is head and ball, but Saints are in a difficult situation now. 10 points adrift, 11 minutes on the clock. They've got to take a few chances, and what they're doing at the moment is making another substitution. Via Matatia is coming back on. Paul Laughlin, I think, has had a good game for Saints. Pretty consistent match from Lockers. He's gone off to be replaced, and certainly some weight now into that three-quarter line.
Yeah, you're dead right there. It must be about 16 stone of prime Western Samoan beef, as I usually say. As Northey now, the right centre, bounces off the challenge, finally brought down midway between the Wigan 20 and the halfway. Last throw of the dice for the Saints. Can they get points on the board? Trailing by 10. 10 minutes to go. Cooper, Golding along the line. Fogarty tries to draw it across. Mather moves in for the interception. The Wigan defence moving up oh so quickly. Golding onto Matatia. Play anywhere, either centre or second row. He plays it to himself. He drives off. Support from Golding. Onto Cooper. Tommy Martin looking for a man on his outside. It's not there. It touches Radlinski. I think no, the tackle's still on. Apollo Perellini kicks him forward. The referee said it's a knock-on. He certainly wasn't the man there, Perellini, for the ball to come to, Jack. He couldn't get the kick away. He tried, but the ball was just like dropped, knocked forward. Wigan back in possession.
I think that Chris Radlinski saved a certain try there. It was a very, very brave effort. He's injured his arm in the process, and he needed to be brave because Saints were moving the ball very, very quickly out to this left-hand side, trying to create the overlap. That was great play from the Wigan youngster, who's holding his arm now, his left arm. He hasn't moved it since he made that challenge. And Wigan, literally at the moment, playing with 12 men. Cassidy drives forward nonetheless. 9 minutes to go. Wigan 9 minutes away from taking their 6th championship on the trot. Botica inside to his Kiwi colleague Henry Paul. Henry Paul nailed. Injured a few minutes ago, Henry Paul. Hasn't quite looked like the same player since. And it's a walking wounded at the moment for Wigan, because Radlinski on this near side, still trouble with that arm injury. The kick comes in. Will it hit the post? No, it won't. That will be Saints' possession on the 20-metre line. And Saints definitely having a good spell of play here at the moment.
Yes, there's a lot, definitely a lot of tired bodies, Jack, out there in the game. Played at great pace and a lot of commitment and full value for the money. We always get the crowds here, the Saints and Wigan derbies. and there's no reason why they shouldn't continue even in this Super League setup that we're going to have in '96. Cooper, the ball knocked down by Edwards. Cooper picks it back up. Should be dart back to one. It is. Cooper, Cunningham at dummy half, and Cunningham looking to unlock this defence. But 3 Wigan tacklers come in. Cassidy, as it comes off, Cassidy comes off, and Twiggermala back on for the remaining 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. Golding, on to Nickel. I think certainly Wigan have got the measure of the Saints now. They just seem to be toying with them, and Saints just can't unlock this defence. Via Matatier on his debut. He breaks through. He gives it to Alan Hunt. Hunt, diagonal run. Good tackle there, super tackle by Twiggermala. But Matatier's there again. On to Martin. Saints have got to score here if they've any chance. Now it's with Golding. He steps onto the tackle. He drives for the line. He's 5 metres short. It's the last tackle of the sequence. Cunningham attacked in half-back. He moves it left. It's on to Martin. He chips it through. It's off a Wigan player. It's up to Northey. Is Northey in? The tackle counts wave clean. And Northey must be inches short of the line. But the referees adjudged that the ball was played out by a Wigan player. And Saints will have another set of 6. Cunningham, is he in? No, he's not in. He's lost possession. Wigan come up with it. He's getting a knock on there, Jack. It seems that way, and Wigan have started from the 20.
And Saints are struggling to get back in numbers now. If Wigan can play the ball very quickly, there could be points available here. Martin Afire steps off on a run. He's already up to the halfway line. Support from Edwards inside to Betts, who's lost the ball. Bobby Goulding scooped it up gratefully. And still, with 6 minutes to go, you have to say the game remains in the balance. There's 10 points separating the two teams. But something else I've got to say, it's been a marvellous advert for Rugby League this afternoon. And Wigan back in possession. Henry Paul. It's been a great effort from Saints. There's no question about that. Via Twiggermala drives it in. Just back on as a substitute. And it's a penalty to Wigan. The touch judge is on. I think it's Andy Northey, who was unfairly adjudged to have come in as a second man at the tackle. Holsworth is having a stern lecture, or delivering a stern lecture rather. Penalty to Wigan. 5 minutes on the clock. Crucial penalty. And Wigan now 5 minutes from yet more silverware, more glory, more records. Can they finish it with a flourish in style, possibly with another try? They got 5 already. They're looking for the 6th now with O'Connor. BJ Mather still going for the line. He's 3 metres short. Martin Hall. Hall is in, is he? Martin Hall has wrapped up the championship. And if anyone deserves it, it's Martin Hall to score a significant try for Wigan. He moved quickly from the acting half-back position. Saints were caught napping. And Martin Hall was in like a flash. And the celebrations, as you can see, Martin Afire and Sean Edwards can surely now start in earnest. Martin Hall on the far side of the field has wrapped this one up, there's no question about that. And the fine effort which Saints has put in, I'm afraid, eventually will count for nothing. It's all going to be history once more after the next 4 minutes. Botica squeezes the kick in.
A hallmark of his play. Saints just weren't as lucky at the other end with 2 close efforts, but they got the ball from the kick-off there. Martin inside Perolini to Nickel. Can Nickel go over? He's just short. The referee lining the sides up. It's back to Bernard Dwyer. Saints trying to go up the middle. Tackle count wave clean there. It's on with Shane Cooper. Matatier coming on his inside. Cooper takes the tackle. In fact, Cooper's lost possession. Has the ball been reaped out? The ball has been reaped out, the referee says. Saints play it quickly. Golding, lofty ball to Martin. Can they capitalise on this short side here? They can't. Prescott just losing his way. The ball now Twiggamala just with the token gesture puts his hand on him, but Saints with a 2, possibly 3-man overlap on this left-hand side, and they couldn't squeeze in. Yes, as John McDermott says here, tired bodies there, and just not going right for the Saints. 2 minutes remaining, 34 points to 18 in Wigan's favour. Henry Paul named as the man of the match, and it's not surprising either. He's had an excellent game. Always does. It's no wonder that Wigan approached Auckland, is it, when he was supposed to have signed for Auckland, and then Andy Platt went to Auckland, and they did the deal. Wigan had quite a number of good, hard years out of Andy Platt, and they'll get some good service out of this Henry Paul, won't they? Reaping out at the play of the ball is the indication. Cooper, Nickel, Fogarty there, all involved. The game more or less all over at 34-18 as Andrew Farrell finds touch 10 metres from the halfway line. There certainly will be some celebrating, as Jack says, as Wigan secure their 6th title on the trot, and it certainly hurts at the expense of the Saints, doesn't it? Always a fierce rivalry, these two sides. But Wigan have the possession. Hall uses Betts as the foil. Now Henry Paul on to VJ Mather. Nickel in at the tackle along with Perolini. In the dying seconds now, in the 40th minute. Not been a lot of stoppage time. Edwards with a reverse pass inside, and that was, as we would say in St Helens, a Sister Duffy pass, definitely a Wigan infirmary pass. The clock ticking down, Saints have the possession. Coming close on various occasions, but not close enough. Mark Elia draws the Wigan defence over. The parochial Wigan faithful whistling for the final whistle, and there it is, Jack, and a great win for Wigan.
Well, Wigan are going to be given their 6th championship on the trot at Central Park. They've done it in style, beating St Helens by 34 points to 18. But it's good to see the first people to congratulate Wigan on yet another championship are the St Helens players. And against Hull here, celebrations between Martin O'Fire. The championship trophy will be held aloft once more by Wigan as they take the rapturous applause, and a credit to the game as well in rugby league, because not one single supporter has come onto the field, and that it really is a fabulous advert for the game. The ceremony will take place just in front of the post. They're currently putting the rostrum together and constructing it. Edwards limps towards it. Martin O'Fire is there. The players congratulate each other. The staff, great moments, of course. All the players know that this is the one that they want to win every single season. The Challenge Cup has the glory, but this really is the reward for the players. There's no question about that. They've been given baseball caps to celebrate the event. There's a whole posse of photographers who are going to gather around that rostrum, and it's going to be a very, very deserving Wigan team as Graham West takes the applause of the fans. He steps out onto Central Park. So great applause, and why not? What a season he's had. Well, the script couldn't have been written any better. Sean Edwards goes up now to receive the trophy, and there it is. Wigan are the champions of the Rugby Football League once more, and the celebrations can begin in style. Marvellous achievement for the 6th season on the trot. Wigan will be celebrating a marvellous victory. They've done it in style. They've entertained all season, going back to that very first game at Castleford. I remember some spectacular tries on the season's opening day. And they've gone through it, of course. Just 2 league defeats, 1 away at Leeds, 1 away at Halifax, but they've done it in style. And the formalities will be completed, I'm sure, by the usual lap of honour. But there it is, the championship stays at Central Park.